Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. So, it's pretty late right now. At the time of filming this video, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and get this out as soon as possible. Anyway, I was actually preparing and adding the finishing touches to a script I was gonna do for another video when this update came out. I'm going to leave both articles in the description below if you want to check them out for yourself. So that being said, let's get into it. So the NWSL has finished their investigation into the Washington Spirit. An independent third party was hired to do this investigation, and here's the results that the NWSL has come to. The article says, based on the investigation's findings and the NWSL's determination that the Washington Spirit head coach cannot work with any NWSL players, the Washington Spirit's head coach has been terminated for cause. So they're talking about Richie Burke. That was the former Washington Spirit head coach who was reported to have been emotionally and verbally abusive to players. So he's officially been fired and can no longer work in the NWSL and can no longer work with NWSL players. So that's good. The update then goes on to say, after considering the substance of the report and taking into account prior actions of the Spirit, the NWSL's Board of Governors has determined that the Spirit and its ownership have failed to act in the best interest of the league. The board has further concluded that representatives for the Washington Spirit will not be permitted to participate in league governance matters effective immediately, and has initiated a process pursuant to which Washington Soccer Properties LLC must respond to the violation notice issued by the board within 14 days. So that is that. The Washington Spirit ownership has 14 days to respond to all this. And yeah, it honestly doesn't sound like this is over just yet. I think in a few days the ownership is going to respond, and who knows what's going to happen. Who knows what the ownership is going to do or say. A lot of people want Steve Baldwin, the Spirit owner and CEO, to sell the Washington Spirit. And honestly, at this rate, he should, given everything that has been coming out and is still coming out about the Washington Spirit. So the NWSL didn't release much detail about the investigation, saying that it was all confidential. But I did find this article by Molly Hensley Clancy that goes into the investigation a little bit and what was found. Again, I'm not going to go through everything, but I'll leave the link to this article in the description below. According to Hensley Clancy's article, the investigators from the outside firm had found multiple violations of the league's harassment policy and had found that the Spirit management and leaders created a toxic work environment. Steve Baldwin and Spirit executives knew about Richie Burke's treatment of players and did not report Burke. In fact, Baldwin, Burke, and President of Sporting Operations Larry Bess made it so players and employees couldn't speak up. They created an environment where players and employees couldn't speak up or speak out. Investigators also heard allegations that Baldwin hired unqualified friends for jobs at the club, and multiple male employees made misogynistic comments in front of female colleagues. So people last week were calling this an old boys club, And that's exactly what's going on. This is definitely a bad environment. How could a player or employee complain or ask for help when they have no support from management or the higher ups? It's so sad and infuriating. Like, no wonder why it took so long for all of this to come out. Players and employees were probably terrified to come out or speak up. I did a video probably like a month ago, I think it was a month ago, where I asked what is going on with the Washington Spirit. And when Richie Burke was being verbally abusive to players, it talked about the players being afraid and scared to speak up. And I'll leave a link in the description below to that video if you want to see it. Alright, so the article then goes on to say, and this is the interesting part, or at least the thing that I found interesting. Hensley Clancy's article says, multiple people raised concerns to investigators that Baldwin had rage traded, I'll say that again, rage traded multiple Spirit players whom he perceived to have defied him or been disloyal. The people briefed on the investigation did not identify the players, but Baldwin, in an email to the Post, identified the players as Mallory Pugh and Rose Lavelle. He defended the trades and called the allegations absurd. Damn. If this is all true, if he rage traded Mallory Pugh and Rose Lavelle, I can't help but wonder, what did Mallory Pugh or Rose Lavelle say or do to get rage traded? Here's the thing that I find ridiculous. Mallory Pugh is 23 right now. I think she was traded by the Spirit in 2020. That would make her 22. And I think during her time playing for the Spirit, she was 21. Imagine being a grown man and getting so upset and offended by a 21-year-old. Imagine being a grown man and seeing a 21-year-old as a threat to your authority. It's utterly insane and ridiculous. How fragile is your ego that you see a 21-year-old as a threat to your authority? Like, if this is true, if Mallory Pugh and Rose Lavelle were rage traded by Baldwin, then all I have to say is good. Fucking good for them. They got out of this sinking ship. Mallory Pugh is excelling right now with the Chicago Red Stars. Rose Lavelle right now is doing great with OL Reign, and both of them made the U.S. women's national team roster for the camp and games against Paraguay. At the end of the day, it's good that Mal and Rose got traded because they deserve to be treated better. They are being treated better by the Red Stars and OL Reign, and I hope they continue to excel. The players on the Washington Spirit right now deserve to be treated better. As I said before, Spirit fans and the NWSL fans are demanding that Baldwin sell the Washington Spirit. The players deserve better, the fans deserve better, the team deserves so much better. Something needs to be done and changes need to be made. It's so terrible what's happening or what's been happening to the Washington Spirit and its players. I really feel for the players and the fans. The team is being run into the ground by an owner who doesn't care about this team or the players. That being said, sell the team, Steve. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today or tonight. Probably not my best video, but I'll see you guys all in the next one. Later.